I've just got back from seeing Avatar Fire and Ash, and I just wanted to share my quick thoughts on the new James Cameron epic while it's still nice and fresh in my mind. I'm going to try and keep this spoiler free, guys, but I might just mention a few things here or there that have been seen in the trailers or promotional material. So, this is just my first impressions having just come out of the cinema. We went to the 11:20 showing and I saw it in 2D. I can really tell that it would have been great in 3D. So if you're a fan of 3D, I say go and watch it in 3D. But 2D was also epic. We came out about 3 o'clock, 3 p.m. So I felt like it flew over very quickly, and it didn't feel like nearly 3.5 hours. I think I was just so engrossed in the story and the visuals of it. I didn't even think about the time or think about going to the toilet. It flew over very quickly, and yeah, I really enjoyed this movie a lot. I really enjoyed Fire and Ash. Did it break new grounds with story? No, it didn't. But I felt like it does bring everything together. Everything that we loved about Avatar 1 and The Way of Water, everything comes together here in such an epic, grand adventure that is certainly worth seeing in the cinema. I feel like Randy's theory from Scream 3 about third films in a trilogy rings true here. It's true about in this film. Secrets are revealed. Things from the past being revealed. Like it goes back to certain characters from the previous films, and the backstories are expanded on. Questions are answered, and the film also deals with themes of grief and family struggles. Once again, and in places, it was really quite an emotional experience. The emotions ran quite high for quite a lot of the characters, and you really felt that as an audience member, because we've connected with these characters over the course of the first two films. So it really all brings everything together in this third film, and I really like that aspect of it. I really thought that worked quite well, bringing everything that we love about the first two movies into this grand epic adventure. I really like the new villain of the film, Varang, played by Oona Chaplin. She was just so visually striking to look at, and she was just such an interesting character. She teams up with Quaritch, to spread her fire across Pandora. I just kind of maybe feel that they could have done a little bit more with that character of Varang. In some moments, it felt like she was just there, with not much to do in terms of the overall story, but nevertheless, I do really like her as a villain. I thought she was fine, and I just really hope that this film finds success because it's clear that there is so many more stories to tell. And yeah, as I said, it brings everything together. We return to the forests, which is a welcome return, and it also expands on the sea creatures and the environments from the Way of Water. It's such a visually stunning film, and it's probably one of the most visually stunning films that you are likely to see. The Na'vi look more real than ever, and Zoe Saldana gives it her all again, and she gives such a powerful performance. And Sigourney Weaver is also great as Kitty. Kitty is actually probably my favorite character of the Avatar series. Sigourney Weaver does, an absolutely amazing job there with Kitty. Love that character. I was somewhat criticised back in 2022 for saying, I just cannot wait to escape and return to Pandora in the Way of Water and just really escape to that environment, escape from my work life or anything like that, and just go and be entertained. But that's what these movies are. They're just pure escapism and epic entertainment. And Fire and Ash certainly delivers on that. It delivers on the action, but also the story is engaging enough that it takes damn time to breathe. It's not just action, 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 and you're exhausted. It does take that breathing space to expand on kind of subplots and characters development and things like that. And yeah, it delivers on all aspects of the epic grand adventure. Pandora is as gorgeous as ever, and I certainly got goosebumps and teared up numerous times due to the sheer amazing spectacle of this film. The cinema experience was really great. It wasn't packed. We went to the 11:20 showing, as I've said. It wasn't sold out or anything like that. There was probably only about 10 of us in there. And it is opening day. I'm assuming it's going to be more busy tonight and over the Christmas weekend. But it truly delivered on that fully immersive experience. The picture quality was great. You really felt that bass of all the explosions in your chest and the gunshots. It's certainly worth paying that price of admission and seeing this film in the cinema. And as I say, I just really hope this film finds success like the first two films and more continue to be made because, it's just clear that this is not the end, then it is clear that there is more stories to tell. And if you love the world of Avatar and Pandora, I'm assuming you'll feel the same. I really like this film. I would give this film 4 out of 5 stars. Certain bits, yes, I do agree with what other people have said. We've seen all this before, or we've seen this has happened before. And like I've said, it doesn't break new ground with any story, but it delivers on that grand epic adventure and is still one hell of a thrill ride. So forge your own opinions, guys. Go and see it for yourself. Just go and escape to Pandora once again, and just see it for yourself and enjoy the spectacle of this movie. Chances are you won't be disappointed. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and I will see you very soon in another video. Take care.